Gary, it's that time of year again, the Unibet Premier League playoffs, going for your third title in the tournament. How are you feeling going into the playoffs tomorrow?
Yeah, it's looking forward to it. After last week's performance on the Grand Prix wasn't too hot, but no, different tournament now, a few days back home. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
For you, it's a position you've been in before, coming in from fourth in the table, going on to take the title. It's a pretty big prize at the end of it. How would it feel to win it again?
It'd be nice, especially the last couple of years I've had. It's not been a great few years for me. So to nick a tournament would be nice at this stage of my life. It's consistent in my games. It's been it's been worse than up and down. So it's like I say, we're here for a night now. 2 games. Need to try pulling everything out of the bag that I've learnt over the last 25 years. So fingers crossed.
The 10 nights that we had in Milton Keynes actually proved pretty kind to you. That was possibly one of your more consistent spells. You had a pretty good run there and got yourself back into the top 4.
Yeah, I played well. We're here every day playing darts, but I must admit, I think the last game that I played Michael Smith, I don't know, I had 3 games to go after that, whatever. That was me. I'd had enough of this place. I'd been locked in a room for 7 or 8 days, and that was me. I played Michael, beat Michael, but I just wanted to go home. It had got to me, to be honest. So managed to get through. Played rubbish the last 2 or 3 games what I had left, and scraped through at the last go.
Glen Durrant in your semi-final tomorrow. Obviously, he topped the table. It's been his debut season. What have you made of Glen's season this year?
Oh, he's played brilliant. He's like I say, first team in the Premier League's it's definitely an eye-opener. It's a bit different situation compared to what we usually play in front of the big crowds, but he's done brilliant. I was cheesed off in my game against him. I had him on toast, and I made a complete mess of it. Nothing to do with Glen. It was just myself. I just went off to bits. But hopefully that'll not happen this time.
And last week we had the World Grand Prix up there in Coventry. I know you mentioned you weren't necessarily too happy with your own form, but out of the 4 guys that we're playing tomorrow night, you're the only one that got past the first round. So through to the quarterfinals, do you think that'll have any bearing this week?
Yeah, I hope so. I had a few extra nights practice up in that stage, so yeah, it might come in. But listen, it's you can play great darts, and it's and a couple of days later you can play completely off the game. So it's just one of these sports, So it's like I say, I think all the boys will be up for this. 2 semi-finals and a final, one night. So it'll be hopefully everyone will be in top form.
Just finally from me, obviously having missed the tournament last year with your back injury, how sweet would it be to lift that trophy again?
Oh, it'd be great. Might not be able to lift it. Back's still a bit dodgy, Nah, it'd be great. To lift it for the 3rd time would be fantastic. But like I say, it's a tough job ahead. Some cracking players in front of me, so we're just going to have to see how it goes.
Thanks, Gary.
Cheers, Dave.
Gary, the fact that you've won this twice before, the rest of the field never won a Premier League title, do you think that gives you a slight edge over the other 3 ahead of tomorrow?
The boys have won other tournaments, haven't they? So I think we're on a level playing field, and it's the best player on the night's going to win it. So I think, like I say, it's different circumstances, aren't we? We're behind closed doors. Usually we're packed to the ceiling with supporters and that, So completely different tournament this year. But I think it'll be a good night.
What do you make of Peter's comments that he says he's the favourite and he thinks that he's already in the final and potentially already won it? Do you think he's playing mind games with the rest of you?
I don't know. Every player's different, If I was to worry what players say, that I would have packed this game in 20 years ago. But listen. Like I say, he's got to stick to his word now. That's the only thing when you say something. But if he's, of course, Peter's going to fancy it. He's reigning world champion, and he's in the final. Well, the semis in the final of the Premier League, so he's going to fancy his chances.
And again, we saw you give your darts away after the World Grand Prix. The first phase of the Premier League, you went back to the one with the scalloping, and you played some really good stuff. Is there an insight which ones you're going to throw tomorrow night?
I'll shut my eyes, put my hand into the darts bag, and whatever one's come out, I'll play with. So there you go. Your guess is as good as mine, so we'll see. We'll see what comes out.
Gary, pleasure as always, mate. Thank you very much.
Yes, Phil.
Hi, Gary. Just on the game against Glen tomorrow, do you feel, obviously Glen coming in as the league table topper, do you feel there's a bit more pressure on Glen's shoulders than perhaps there is yours?
That's well be pressure on him because it's the final stage now. You know, this is it. One night, and that makes it all. So you can lead the table for the whole season. You know, and if you get beaten in the semis, that's it. It's gone, isn't it? So I don't think it makes any difference whereabout. You just want to get into that top four, playing finals night. You know, so yeah. I think the pressure will be on him. You know, he's came in here top in the table. He's got another 2 games to win now, so I think he's going to be under the cosh a bit.
Quite a quick turnaround since the World Grand Prix for you. Did you take any time to reflect on that, or has it just all been about parking that and getting ready for this now?
No, got home, had a few days, came back, and that's it. The days are gone, slept since then, so that's it. It's all wiped out.
And you're the only player of the four to have won this title before. Do you feel that'll stand you in good stead?
I don't know. It's a different tournament now. Like I say, we're behind closed doors now. Premier League, that's when we play in front of the biggest crowds we'll probably ever play in front of. You know, so to me, I used to love that. You know, the bigger the crowds, the noisier, the better. But different situations just now. So we'll see who handles it the best.
And this is the culmination of 16 nights of hard work. Would you say it's probably one of the toughest titles to win out of them all?
It has been. 10 nights in Milton Keynes was a killer. You know, like I say, after my game with Michael Smith on I don't know what night it was, to be honest, I had 2 or 3 left. That was me. I was ready for home. I'd had enough. I think it showed in my next few games. So, yes, at least at this time we're in. Night here, and then tomorrow we play, and then home. More like it.